say you're encountering, so you need a ruler for this. Strongly recommend you having a ruler for this. So we'll sketch a couple. That's why we're going to focus a little bit more at the beginning of the class, and then the second half we're going to solve, okay? You see that a tree is due east of you. That's important. That is a compass direction, right? A tree is due east of you. So let's consider this is you, and east is this way. So it's actually straight this way, okay? That would be the tree. And this is east, okay? It's worth noting. From the same location, you notice that a deer is standing north 40 degrees west of you. I'm going to use a red pen for my compass rose here. And if you did this and you have room on the side to do another version of it, it doesn't hurt, okay? So what I will do, every time I get a compass direction, I will make a compass rose. And it will be extending quite a bit. Okay, so that's like the center. And I'm going a little bit on that east line as well. And it's north 40 degrees west. Okay, so that means you need to start north. You need to start measuring from north and then go 40 degrees towards the west. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. That would be 40 would be right about there. Let's try to kind of aim for an approximate angle if we can. So the 40 degree is very important that you put it in the right place. It's right here. From the north line, 40 degrees towards the west, okay? So that is a deer right here. What do you call a deer without an eye? Without eyes, I should say. I've got no idea. I don't know. This is the deer right here. And do we want to connect it? Probably, right? Just to make your triangle. And so this will allow us, the information that we have will allow us to, at the end of the day, solve for distances, right? But here's the important thing, okay? We don't have, 40 degrees cannot be used in the work you're going to perform for trig. 40 is not the angle of a triangle, correct? 40 is just between the north line and the line of sight towards the deer. Can we come up with an angle with the information that we have? Yes. You see the north line and the east line, they form a 90, correct? So you technically have 90 and 40. That is the whole angle here from this side to this side. So I will always ask you to, this is the interpretation. I don't know if I did that on the video, to be honest, but this is, I like to have a clean version outside of the interpretation. So I basically try to copy it, okay? And it's often smaller. And so this is deer, this is tree, this is you, okay? And over here we've got the 130, okay? So because we went 90 plus the 40, and so there you have your 130. We don't have any side lengths or anything like that, so we can't really solve it, and that's not the point. The point is come up with a diagram, okay? Let's do the next one. So if you, this is supposed to have already been covered, right? Next, you travel 12 kilometers in this direction. So you want to give yourselves room for this and be ready to erase and redraw. Okay? Be ready to erase and redraw. I've done this many times. So for me, it's like I kind of will know where to start, but you might start somewhere on the side and be like, oh, I'm running out of room. Then just erase it and restart somewhere further to the center. So you're going 12 kilometers in this direction to start. So let's do that. This is my red pen. Where's northeast? You got to have this on your study sheet if you struggle with it. The struggle is real. Okay? Remember, it's supposed to spell we, not you. So this is your compass rose. So I'm going north 30 east. So if you think about it on the right side, north, and I'm going to turn 30 degrees towards the east. So I'll start somewhere here. Maybe don't use a pen normally, because you can't erase that, can you? I mean, you can use whiteout, but it's not ideal. So north 30 east. So you're going in this direction. And this is 30 degrees right there, from the north to the direction you're traveling. But not only do you have a direction, you have distance. Okay? So 12 kilometers goes with this side. And I'm going to run into trouble already here, because my next heading is north 50 west. I'm going this way. I didn't look at my key. I should have looked at my key. Happens. So this is a very real example. I'm keeping it real, okay? I never thought I'd ever use whiteout in one of my lessons, but today is the day. Look at that. It works well. So again, I'm going to start further down here because I'm going to go northeast, and I'm turning northwest. Okay, so I need to give myself a bit more space here. So let's do that again. Now you're wondering, did he do that on purpose? Maybe. North 30 east, we're going this way. The 30 goes in there. And this is 12 kilometers. Okay, so make sure you draw that. Then you turn and you head north 50 degrees west for 7 kilometers. So you make your compass rose again. So now you go north. You start north, you're going to turn 50 degrees west. So it's actually a pretty, this will be a 45 right here. So I'm going to go maybe like that. And here's what I want you to promise me. You're not going to make it stop perfectly lined up with where you started. Okay? Don't do that. I will make it a bit longer. I want you to not make that assumption. Okay? Like that. Where does the 50 go? The 50 goes right in here. You're measuring from the north. You turn 50 west. And we also have a distance, right? 7 kilometers. Perfect. Copy that. All right, let's make a line, but make sure, look up here for a second. Make sure this line that you're about to do to connect to your starting point it's not going to be perfectly lined up with the north-south line here from where you started. You want to go a little bit past and make it light, okay, so that it looks like that. So this is my start. This is where I turn, start, turn, and destination or end. Make sure you use a ruler, because it looks sloppy. Like if you don't use a ruler, you're not going to see the things that you're supposed to see. Okay. Now I'm going to highlight this one right here, the 30. I'm going to let you know that the 30 only goes up to that red dashed line. It does not connect with this other side that we formed. Okay? Make sure you copy it up to this point, because I need this next point is very important that you understand it. As it stands, this triangle that we've created doesn't have a single angle available to us. The 30 you cannot use, it's not part of the triangle. The 50 you cannot use, it's outside the triangle. So right now, as it stands, you don't have enough information. But what is this 30? Like, consider this line right here, the north-south line. Let me use two rulers. What are these two lines? The north-south line over here and the north-south line over here, they are called parallel lines. Okay? That makes this one a transversal. And you can make the Z, right? So this is alternate interior to this one here. So I'm going to use the same highlighter for this and say, you know what, that 30, this 30 can come in here. Okay, now what? I've got the straight angle here. I've got a 30 here and a 50 there. Is it possible to find out this little piece here? Not little, but is it possible to find that angle? Yes. So the angle at T, at angle T, we have a straight angle. Okay, so angle T is 180 minus 50 minus 30. That's 100 degrees, right? Now I'm going to make my clean version. Let's make our clean version. So you try your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. I kind of go like this, same angle. Go like this. Try to copy it. And I just transfer what I need. I need this 100 in here. I need the 7 kilometers here. I need the 12 kilometers there. Mr. Dirksen, can I put the 30 over here? No, but I really want to because it'll make my life so much easier if I put the 30 over here. Don't do it. The 30 is attached to that imaginary north-south line, okay? That was just like, that was my reference. You cannot bring that in here, okay? So don't transfer 30 degrees, okay? Do not do that, because a lot of students do it and then it just doesn't work out. It's off. It's probably close to 30 here, but it's not 30, okay? The only time that would happen is if I tell you specifically that you travel in this direction until you get to a point where you're exactly due north from your starting point. If the question says that specifically, that you travel and you stop and then you can look straight down south and get to your starting point, that'd be a different story. But it doesn't say that. Most of the time it won't say that. Okay? So keep that in mind. What could we use to solve this triangle to get us started? Cosine law, because it's side, angle, side, right? So those things I'm assuming you already know. That's why I don't want to focus on that too much. Okay, let's keep going. I think it's time for you to try this. I want you to read this. Did I do this on the video? I did. Okay. I will do this with you then, because I want all of you to work on something you haven't seen yet. Okay, so a boat leaves the dock in the direction east 40 degrees south for 3 miles. Again, I'll have my little compass rose here, just in case I need the help, right? So I'm going east, and then I'm going to turn south. So I'm I'm going to start going this way. Then it turns and goes east, north. So I'm going to go this way then. So this is kind of what I'm expecting to happen here. So I'll just check to make sure so I don't have to erase it again. So here we go. I'm going to start here. I think this is very important to start with dashed lines. And they actually look like straight lines, nothing squiggly. Okay? So that's my starting point. I start right at that point right there. And just follow what it says here. East, 40 degrees south. So you start east, and then you turn 40 degrees towards the south, and travel that way. For 3 miles. And the 40 goes here. Here you turn. It says turn and then heads east, 80 degrees north. Because there's another compass direction, I will do this again. And I'm going, my reference is east again, and I'm going 80 degrees north. So it's actually quite of a steep angle like this for 5 miles. So I'm going to go past my starting point. It's 5 miles, right? So it should be longer than the starting anyways. So there we go. Where does the 80-degree angle go? That is important. It goes right here. Okay. So this is my start. This is the turn. And this is my end location. Okay. And you can close it there if you want. And let's see what we can gather from here. Parallel lines, right? This line right here is parallel to that line right there. So I'm going to highlight the angle, the 40, to let you know that it's just that. Can I say that the 40 appears here? Absolutely. So we'll bring that 40-degree angle in here, right there. And you have the same situation as before. And just to make sure you're paying attention, okay? If the angle had been here, let's say it's at south, 40 degrees east, right? To start, we go south 40 degrees east. The 40 would have been here. In that case, you transfer it over, and it would have gone in here, which you will encounter. You will encounter various scenarios. You just have to be careful when you bring it over. Okay? That means that we can find this angle at T here. Angle T, same as before. I should probably change the examples after, so you don't always expect the same thing. That would be 60 degrees. Okay? So my clean version make sure you copy this. I can't make you do anything, but if you want to follow the recipe for success, that would be part of it. So I've got those three points there. I know that this is 60 here. I know this is 3 miles. This is 5 miles. What would I use to solve this? Cosine law again, same thing, okay? I know that on the video I solved it perhaps, but right now I'm just focusing on knowing how to sketch this. Can I bring the 40 in here? Don't do it. It will make it too good to be true. Because if you have this 40 here, you have a pair, correct? And you have SAS. Sine law, cosine law, way to go, bingo, right? That's too good to be true. Don't do it. Okay. All right. I will ask you to go. Well, you're copying this still, right? Some of you. So, what did I assign 64 to 65, or did I make you stop at 63? I think I made you stop at 63, right? Yeah. Thank you. So as you're copying this, go ahead and do it. Maybe I will highlight, this is the angle that is really the one that's going to allow us to get this solved. Okay? This 60 was in here. That 60-degree angle was in there. And we transferred it over to here. I want you to try 64 and 65. I'm guiding you a little bit. I got it started for you so that it's not too much at first. So here's what I want you to do. If you go to 64, and I can put this back up if you need to copy it later. I want you to do this. Imagine this diagram is not there right now. Literally cover it with your hands, and then I want you to first read it, okay? A hiker starts walking east, 30 degrees north for 1.8 miles, then turns in the direction of south 50 degrees east for 1.1 miles. How far is the hiker from the starting point? Don't worry about solving it at first, okay? Now we're gonna look at our diagram and see if it makes sense. So I start walking, and it says east 30 degrees north. Does that make sense? This is my east line. I'm turning 30 degrees north. It does make sense. Then I travel for 1.8 miles. I turn. It says south 50 degrees east. So it's south 50 degrees east. So that's where the angle is located for 1.1 miles. Then I stop. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to make the triangle. So grab your ruler. Are you cutting through the 30 there? Are you cutting through the 30? Yeah. So the 30 is not going to be part of our triangle. Got it? It's going to help us to figure it out. So, what can I do with that 30? What can I do with the 30? The 30 is touching this line, the horizontal, which is parallel to that line. So on your work, I would say, show me that you know that this 30 is supposed to be transferred up there. And you start filling this in with information. You close the triangle, fill in with information. I have the 50, right? The 50 is inside the triangle, but I still need this part right there. How can I find that part right there? That's right. 90, because there's a 90 here. 90 minus 30 gives me that 60. So I'm going to go 90 minus 30 gives me the 60 degrees. I'm going to put the 60 here. The 60 is just that little sliver. Now you need to do one of these. You want the whole angle. 60 and 50, 110. Now you've got a pretty good idea of what's happening. Now make your clean version of it. So let's try it. I'm going to start here. Transfer. I'm going to go over here. Transfer. And transfer. I'm going to go start, turn, end. I'm going to put the 110 here. 1.8 miles. 1.1 miles. I'm going to put the 30 here. No. Please don't think it's always going to be 30, okay? It's not always going to be 30. But don't put that in there. This is all you have. If you want to solve, you go for it. But I would say for today, I want you to focus on filling in that interpretation with as much info as you can, then making a clean version, the triangle that you're actually going to start using to solve this thing. So that goes, there's one at the bottom of 64, and there's two more on 65. That's your task right now. I'm going to walk around. and make sure you are okay sketching these things. And then we're going to go solo without a diagram provided. If you want to write this down, for number 1, it's 2.41 miles. For number 2, it's 33.12 kilometers. For number 3, where is number 3 here? The distance between the two planes is 1,220.36 kilometers. And the last one, question 4, is 41.73 kilometers is the how far away from the road. No, hold on. That's one of the answers you want to find, but the ultimate distance between the road and the island is 39.46. So there is question 3 and 4. If you are done, you can basically go all the way up to page 71. If you feel like, I got this, you can skip 66 for now because it's just a basic triangle. So I'll go 67 to 71. 67 again. Yeah, there we go. It's just a sign everywhere.